Hey you guys, welcome. I'm Lala's Grand. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Join the Lala's Grand fam. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel and go ahead and watch the rest of my videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. Shout out to all of you guys. Now we're just gonna jump right into today's video. So we're gonna be talking about the Fenty Beauty Powder Matte Foundation. Now I'm excited to try this foundation, right? Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of powder foundations. I feel like sometimes they can require just some manipulation and just stuff to get it to work. I usually prefer liquid foundations, but I am excited to try this, right? So I went to Sephora, I picked up 4 shades of this foundation. I know, 4 shades, I know, but listen, hear me out, hear me out. So one of the shades I got, I wanted to serve as like, you know, like how I like to set my under eye, like with a powder foundation after I already blended out my highlight. Well, I have the same concept, okay? So listen, one of the shades is for that. So this shade right here, 370, is for that. And then I got 3 shades of the foundation. I didn't know which one was gonna match me. I hear that this foundation is kind of off in terms of color, so I went ahead and bought 3. So this is how the outer packaging looks like. And just so you guys know, each one retails for $36. So just in terms of packaging, I really like the way that this compact is shaped. And it literally is really compact. And so when you open it up, you do have a mirror. If I can open this up, you have a mirror on the inside, and then you have the foundation, and then on the other side, you have a mirror as well as the beauty sponge right here. Now, I remember using my mom's, I remember stealing my mother's makeup powder compact when I was little, and I would always take the sponge and just smear it all over my face and everything like that. But I'm not a fan of these sponges no more. I do not like them. I always prefer to use a brush. That's just me. So we're definitely gonna be using a brush today. And so I feel like this is just a really nice compact. Like, I just feel like the way it's designed, it's just easy to manipulate and maneuver. I like this. She released 50 shades of this. And I really think that that's a really, that's a lot. 50 shades for powder foundation. That's good though. That's good. That's what brands should be doing now. But she released a lot of shades. I mean, shout out to you, Rihanna. That's good. So this foundation is described as a soft matte foundation. So it says this powder delivers a non-cakey, blurred finish with no flashback. The buildable light to full coverage formula loves to be layered without settling into fine lines or clogging the look of pores. It's also sweat, humidity, and crease resistant. Plus, it has a chic portable compact. So you guys, I get really oily in my T-zone, like right in this area. I just get so oily. So I'm excited to see how this is going to look and how it's gonna wear throughout the rest of the day. Now, I have combination skin, just so you guys are aware. All right, so I wanna go ahead and swatch these just to see what shade I'm gonna be. I'm just so confused because 430 literally looks darker than 440, right? All right, so we're gonna swatch these just to see how this looks and to see which shade I'm going to match with. So this right here is 420, right? Okay, it's looking a little light, but I just wanna slightly blend it in just to see what that would look like. So again, this right here is 420. Okay, that's not a bad match. Like, that actually, that looks good. Okay, let's see. Let's try 430 next. So this right here is 430. All right, let's blend that in. All right, so 430 definitely is warmer than 420. But 430 says, like, to me it says that it's warm. I can't remember if 430 is supposed to be that warm, but we're gonna see. All right, and this is 440 right here. All right, so 420, it says for tan to deep skin with warm undertones. Then 430, it says for deep skin with warm golden undertones. So that is actually my undertone. And then 440 says for deep skin with warm undertone. So in looking at the 3, it's just weird because it seems like, I don't know if you guys can tell well on camera, but it almost seems like 440 is warmer than 430. 430. It's just so bizarre. Like 440 is definitely more red. And then 420 seems to match me as well, but I wonder if it might be just a little bit, just a hair too light. So I think I'm going to possibly go with 430. I don't know. We'll see how this goes. That's the thing with Fenty. I feel like it's so hard for me to tell which shade I am in her foundations. Like with the first foundation that she released, like I could not find a match. None of the foundations matched me. Even when she came out with like the second launch where she added more shades to it, 445, it seemed like the shade might have been okay, but that undertone was just so olive. Then when she released the hydrating foundation, 440 did match me, but it was just a little bit too warm, like it was kind of red on me, but that was the best match that I could get. So with this, it's just weird because it seems like 430 matches me great with this one. And for my moisturizer, I did use the Fenty Skin Hydra Visor. And it's funny because she does recommend to use this and I literally just happened to grab it. With my powder foundation, what I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm applying all of my cream and wet products essentially first before the powder, if that makes sense. Because if I put the powder first and then put all of the wet products on top, it's going to kind of just like make a muddy mess. So just remember that you want to apply your concealer, well, your color corrector, concealer, all that stuff before you apply the powder. And then for my primer, I'm going to use the, what is this called? The Pro Filter Soft Matte. Is that right? Not Soft Matte. Oh, it is. I'm tripping today, y'all. So for my primer, I'm going to use her Pro Filter Soft Matte Primer. All right, so I do have the Fenty Beauty Concealer in 390. Now, you guys, don't come for me. I know, I don't love this concealer. I know, I don't. Listen, you guys, I had already put this concealer on, right? And as I was using it, I remembered why I didn't care for it. I feel like it just really settles into my creases, and I feel like when you go back to blend it out, like you just get patchiness. And no matter what I do with this concealer, this always happens to me. So I know, again, don't come for me. It's not my favorite concealer. I honestly don't like it. Yes, I love Fenty, but I don't like the concealer. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm just gonna be honest. And also when I test out foundations, I really like to test out things that I know that work well. So when I'm judging foundation, I know like, okay, is it the foundation or is it da-da-da-da? You know what I mean? Like I know that it's gonna be the foundation because I'm using products that I know that already work well. So with that being said, I'm gonna use my Too Faced Born This Way. I'm gonna use a concealer and this is in the shade Chestnut. And so for my contour, I am going to be using the Fenty Beauty. This is the cream bronzer Cheeks Out in the shade number 6 called Chocolate. Now, I really am a fan of this. I feel like this blends out so nicely. And I've used this like a ton and I feel like I haven't even made a dent in it yet. I just love how creamy this product is. It's just so easy to blend. All right, so I went ahead and I blended out my highlight and my contour. So if you guys remember, I went ahead and I did buy the shade 370. So I'm gonna use the shade 370 because I want to see how this will work if I use it to set my under eye highlight. And I really wanna see the type of finish that I'll get if I use this to set my under eye highlight. Because I normally like to use the Makeup Forever powder for that, and I feel like my whole makeup application just looks so much better. So I'm just setting this right under my eyes, and I'm really using a really loose, fluffy powder brush because I want to get a really nice light coverage. So that's why I chose this brush. And plus, I love this brush anyways for my under eye highlight. So I'm going to use this just to set in that area. And I'm going to use this to set the other areas where I did place that highlight. So it's really important before you start to use the powder, how you have everything placed and set is exactly how you want it before you go in with any powder. Because once you put that powder down, you cannot go back with cream. It'll just look muddy. Like it just won't look it just won't look good. All right, so far, I think that looks really nice. Okay, all right, so I might end up liking this shade 370 to set my under eye. I might end up using this more. All right, so I'm gonna go in with some powder just to set it even more. All right, you guys, so we're back. Now my camera battery just died, so I had to take a pause, but now we're back and I'm ready to apply the foundation. So the color that I am going to go ahead and choose, I'm gonna go ahead and go with 430. I do like that this has a mix of warm golden. 420 matched me, but I think it might just be a hair too light. So the brush that you choose to apply your powder foundation is so important. If you use a brush that has like, you know, really loose bristles, that's just, you know, really fluffy, then you're gonna get a really light application. If you use a brush that's more dense like this, then you'll get more of a full coverage application. I feel like this brush, now this is a Sonia Kashuk brush. I like this Kabuki brush because I feel like it's not too dense, but I feel like it's just dense, like enough, if that makes sense. So we're gonna use this to apply 430 right now. All right, so far I am liking the color. Let's see. So I did put my contour down here, so I'm just trying to blend in that powder with my contour that I had applied. And I'm just blending it around in those areas where I need the coverage of the powder foundation. All right, so this powder isn't as light coverage as I thought I was gonna get. I'm actually kind of surprised a little bit right now. For some reason, I thought that the coverage was gonna be, I don't know, just lighter. Let me know what you guys think about this color match. I think it looks good in person. It is warm golden, and I think that it has the perfect amount of warmthness. I feel like if I would have went with 440, ooh, that would have been way too red, so I'm glad I chose 430. All right, so this feels comfortable and I do like the coverage that I'm getting. I mean, it's comfortable. I feel like, would I agree with soft matte? Yes, I would, but I'm really curious to see how this wears throughout the day. So we'll definitely have to put that to the test and see. But I mean, so far, I'm really liking this coverage. I just wanna apply a little bit more on just to see, like, does it start to look kind of cakey in a sense? How does that look? All right, I think even with more building on, I still think it looks good. Yeah, this looks good. So for bronzer, I'm gonna use the Fenty Beauty bronzer, and this is in the shade Mocha Mommy. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, so I went ahead and did my eyes. What else did I do? Lashes. Oh, let me tell you guys what I did for my eyes. I went ahead and used my Jackie Aina palette, which I love. Yes, it looks dirty. I hit pan on one of the shades, but y'all, I love this palette. So I blended out credit and then I also used edges. And let me see, what else did I do? I used, oh, for blush. So you guys know I love multi-purpose makeup, right? So for my blush, I use Supreme. I keep telling you guys, like, makeup should be used like in multi-purpose ways. I wasn't about to go find no other blush. Supreme is the perfect pink for this look. Like the pinky and the brown tones, I think is just perfect. Oh, and then for highlight, so this I think has to be probably like my top favorite Fenty Beauty highlighter. When this highlighter came out years ago, I used this thing like every single day. So today I used Ginger Binge. I didn't use Moscow Mule. Moscow Mule is like the more, not gingery, glittery one. But I did use Ginger Binge, which I just have on my face. I just wanted like a slight little glow, slight little highlight, you know? And so for my lips, I want to try out the new lip creams that Fenty released. So I was only able to get one, and this one is called Mauve Wives. And I think it's pretty. Again, I feel like this will just go really nice with the brown tone that I have on my eyes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and line my lips. I'm using Cola from Juvia's Place. All right, so let's see what this looks like. Whew, this is pretty. Oh my goodness. I am so glad I got this shade. Look at this. Oh, and I feel like it has a smell to it. Smells good, okay. I feel like this smells kind of fruity, but I could be wrong, so. This is the finished look, y'all. What do you guys think? I love how my skin looks. Like, I didn't expect for this foundation to look this good, you guys. Honestly, what did I expect? I knew that this foundation was gonna be a lot of work going into it. I was like, okay, this is gonna be a lot of work, just in the sense of knowing that your cream products underneath just have to be laid and set real nice before you go on top with the powder foundation. But I think it was worth it. I love the way my skin looks. I feel like it just looks so beautiful. I would agree that this powder does blur. I do feel like the coverage is just so nice. I like the fact that it is buildable. I would agree with that point. The good thing that I like about this foundation is it just feels so lightweight, I guess because it's just powder, right? I mean, if you think about it, I really just have concealer under my eyes and, you know, where I highlighted in my contour. And then everywhere else is a powder foundation. And it just feels so lightweight. It feels good. This color match of 430 is my shade, okay? Like, this looks perfect. I'm really pleased with it. I would say it is a soft matte. I would agree with that. Do I think it's worth $36? I mean, if you think about it, you do get quite a good amount of product, right? And when you apply powder foundation, you're not just putting it all over your face, right? Well, I mean, then again, you could, but I didn't use it like that. I put it in those areas that I didn't highlight and contour, so therefore the product would stretch even more. I love this look. I love my brown smoky eyes, and I love how that pairs with my pinky nude lip. This lip cream, now I see why the girl at Sephora was like, look, I buy one every paycheck. Like, I see why. It feels so comfortable and I don't have any pulling on my lips. It smells good and the color is beautiful. All right, so I do have some errands to run. I got some things to do. I do want to check back in with you guys just so we can give this like a really nice test, just to see how this foundation holds up. Like, I'm excited to see how this holds up. So I started applying this around 1 p.m. So we'll see how long I can wear this for today. All right, so I wanted you guys to see I'm in natural sunlight. The sun is behind me. It's soon about to set. The day's almost over. This foundation though, what? Look at this. Oh, my skin looks so good. Like, even in my T-zone, I really don't feel that I look that oily. And I'm guessing it's because it's the powder foundation. But let me know what you guys think. All right, y'all, I made it. It's late. I am so tired. I wanted to show you guys the time. So it's currently 11:30 right now, 11:30 p.m. And I've been wearing this foundation, let me see how many hours. I started applying it around 1 p.m. My camera died. I finished my makeup like at 3 o'clock. So I guess you can say I've pretty much worn this for like an 8.5 hour time frame at least. And it looks good still, but I'm looking oily. I have not touched up at all throughout the entire day. I am oily right here, my forehead, all around my forehead, right above my eyebrows. Look at my nose, all around my nose, like my chin area. I have not touched up, not once today. I didn't add no powder. I didn't, use a paper towel to blot my face at all. I didn't do any of that. So looking at the foundation itself though, did it settle into my fine lines? You know what? I would say this foundation did a pretty good job of not really settling right in these areas around my mouth. It still looks good. I don't have any breaking apart of the foundation. It still looks really nice and put together. I would say though, where I have my under the eye powder, I have a little bit of breakage there in that area. I think that what I'll do next time is instead of using a brush, I'll also use like, my actual beauty blender, beauty sponge, and take that powder and really, focus packing it under my eye, because I do see some parts where it's just like broken up right underneath my eyes. But I have like little folds there, so I mean, it's not completely out of the ordinary, but I want to see what this powder can do. But you guys, I mean, what do y'all think? Like, I feel like overall it looks really good. All right, so I just have a piece of paper towel and I just want to see what this looks like, if I was to touch up, because remember, I did not touch this up at all today. This is exactly how I look right now. So I'm just gonna lightly press this paper towel around my nose just so I can soak up these oils and see what that does in that area. If you can see, I do have some of the powder on that paper towel, but I mean, it's not terrible in terms of transfer. Okay, so the paper towel did suck it up, and the foundation itself, okay, it still looks, it looks okay. It just looks okay. It looks okay. I would say it looks a little bit patchy though when I did that. What I do want to see is I want to try another method, because what I like to do sometimes is I just like to take my powder brush and I'll just lightly dust over more powder. So I'll just see how that looks. Again, this is shade 430. I just lightly tap my brush in it. I just want to see what this will look like on my chin area. Okay, it did take away some of the shininess and it doesn't look cakey. So let me try that again around my forehead area, just on the side of my forehead. Now I just lightly did that, and I don't know if you can tell, but this side is definitely shiny. This side right here, not as shiny compared to the side that I did not powder down, but I went in with very little powder. I'm gonna try to use a paper towel and just to blot that. Okay, it doesn't look bad. So you can clean up this foundation a little bit if it gets too oily in your T-zone or any of these areas. Maybe what I would do is I would blot with a paper towel just to get rid of some of the shininess, and then probably dust just a teeny wingsy bit of powder. Ooh, I just realized I need to apply more of this lip cream. It's all gone, y'all. I ate today. Listen, I was all doing stuff. All right, I don't even know why I applied that lip cream. I am tired, you guys. I know I'm about to take this makeup off. Why did I apply more? All right, so for my final thoughts, would I recommend this foundation? Yes, I absolutely would. Now, here's the thing. There's some people who just want a light dusting of a foundation. There's some people who already use foundation powders, and they don't even bother to do cream highlighting or cream contouring. And if that's you, definitely pick up this foundation. I think that you're absolutely gonna love it. Now, if you're someone who's so used to using all liquid, all cream products, who definitely does the cream highlighting and cream contouring and everything like that, just remember that this will probably be a bit of a learning curve for you, only because you have to just know how to properly set your base before going in with the foundation powder. But it's not that much of a learning curve. You can absolutely do it. Just remember that you want everything to be set, because you can't go back and add more cream highlight on top of this foundation powder. So just keep that in mind and you'll be fine. I want to know your thoughts, so please let me know down in the comments below. Do you like powder foundations? If so, would you try this? I mean, I'm actually really glad I tried it. So if you have tried it, let me know what your personal thoughts are. And yeah, I really like this powder. I mean, I think it's long lasting. I've had this on for hours now and it still looks great. My hubby saw it and he was like, oh, your skin looks good. And it does. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I'm tired, it's late. I will see you guys in my next video. Go ahead and watch some more of my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Again, I'm Lawless Grand. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.